The war is over. You float in the wreckage of that truth. Your ship, the Indomitable, is a cold steel tomb. Its name feels like a final, bitter joke. The silence is the loudest thing you have ever heard. It is a physical weight pressing on your ears. The emergency lights paint everything in strokes of red. They flicker across the faces of your crew. They are still at their stations, frozen in place. The alien weapon did not burn or break them. It simply stopped them. A fleet of statues in the dark. You are the only one who still moves. The ship's last whisper of power is routed to your life support. A final courtesy from a dying machine. Outside the viewport, the stars are cold and sharp. They do not care that humanity has been extinguished. You trace a line in the frost on the glass. Out there, the enemy fleet hangs in perfect formation. The glyph cast. They are a civilization of pure logic. They saw humanity as a chaotic variable, a messy equation that needed to be solved. And they have solved it. The silence is broken by a soft chime. It is a proximity alert. A single small ship is approaching. It is a human design, ancient and slow. It is the last thing you expected to see. It feels like a ghost has come to visit a graveyard. You pull yourself to the communications panel. Your fingers feel stiff and slow. The screen flickers to life. A message scrolls across it. Not a demand for surrender, not a plea for help. It is a single, impossible request from what remains of high command. They are not sending a weapon. They are sending you a piece of paper. The airlock hisses open with a sound like a final breath. An old man stands there. Admiral Thornton. His face is a map of a war you have both lost. He carries a small sealed case in his hands. He does not offer greetings or condolences. There is no time left for such things. He steps onto the bridge of your dead ship. His boots make no sound on the deck. He looks at your frozen crew. His eyes hold a deep, ancient sadness. He is not just an admiral. He is a pallbearer for an entire species. He sets the case on the central command console. "This is it," he says. His voice is a dry rustle of leaves. Our last shot. Not a bang. Not even a whisper. He opens the case. Inside, on a bed of black velvet, lies a single sheet of paper. It is blank, white, utterly empty. They are a race of pure logic, the Admiral continues. Their entire existence is a perfect syllogism. We tried to fight them with reason. We tried to fight them with force. We failed. He looks at you. His gaze is heavy. It holds the weight of every lost soul. So we are trying something else, something they cannot compute. He gestures to the paper. We need a poet, a scribe. We need you. He explains the plan. It is not a plan. It is a prayer. A desperate gamble born from the ashes of everything. You are to take this paper. You are to write a message, but not a message of surrender or defiance. You are to write something that breaks logic itself. You are to fold a war into a letter. You are to create a weapon made of words and creases. A conceptual bomb. The Admiral closes the case and pushes it toward you. The fate of everything that ever was rests on you. Then he turns and leaves. The airlock hisses shut. You are alone with a piece of paper and the ghost of hope. The Admiral's shuttle is gone. The silence returns, deeper this time. It is the silence of a universe holding its breath. You are in the ship's briefing room. It is the only room with fully functioning lights, a single table, a single chair, and the case. You open it again. The paper seems to glow in the stark light. It looks so fragile, so simple. How can this hold the answer? How can a sheet of pulp and ink fight an armada of perfect, crystalline ships? It feels like being asked to stop a flood with a teacup. You sit down. The chair groans in protest. The sound is an intrusion, an unwelcome noise in the perfect quiet. You are the scribe in the silent room, the last storyteller of a dead race. The pressure is immense. It is a physical thing, a star collapsing in your chest. You think of your training. You were a xenolinguist, a student of alien thought and language. You were chosen for your mind, your ability to see the patterns in the chaos, to find the song inside the noise. But the glyph? Cast have no song. They have only the cold, clear ring of truth. You pick up the paper. It is cool to the touch, heavier than it looks. Or maybe that is just your imagination. You must understand their mind. You must crawl inside their logic. You must wear it like a second skin. Only then can you find the seam, the single hidden flaw where you can begin to tear it all apart. This is not a battle of fleets. It is a battle of ideas, and you are humanity's last soldier. Your pen is your rifle. Your mind is the battlefield. You take a deep breath. The recycled air tastes of metal and endings. You pick up a stylus. The time for fear is over. The time for work has begun. You begin to write. Not words, but diagrams. Equations. You map out the core tenets of the glyph, caste philosophy. Their logic is beautiful. It is flawless. Every conclusion follows perfectly from its premise. Their universe is a clockwork machine, precise, predictable, unchanging. They believe in a universal balance, a cosmic state of perfect order. They see life not as sacred, but as a series of equations. Humanity was an error, a chaotic, irrational number in the grand calculation. Our emotions, our art, our dreams, they were all just noise, static that needed to be silenced. You must think like them. You must see the universe as they do, as a single, solvable problem. You push your own feelings aside. You bury your grief and your fear under layers of cold analysis. It is a strange and painful process, like forcing your hand into a glove made of ice. You spend hours, maybe days, lost in their thoughts. The ship's chronometer has stopped working. Time is measured only by the growing ache in your back and the slow drain of your ship's power. You chart their reasoning. You follow their intellectual paths. It feels like walking through a city made of glass. Everything is clear. Everything connects. There are no shadows, no hidden corners. And that, you realize, is the problem. Their logic is pure, too pure. It has no capacity for paradox, no room for a statement that is both true and false at the same time. Their system is designed to reject contradictions, to cast them out as errors. You find yourself smiling. It is a cold, grim smile. You have found the first thread, the first crease. You will not attack their logic. You will turn it against itself. You write a simple sentence on the paper. The first truth. The next statement is false. A simple, classic paradox. The kind a human child might use to frustrate a simple machine. You then write the second statement beneath it. The previous statement is true. In a human mind, this creates a loop, a fun little puzzle, a moment of cognitive dissonance. But to the glyph, caste mind, a mind that must assign a binary value of true or false to everything. It is an impossibility. It is a logical bomb. It is a question that cannot be answered. It is an equation that resolves to infinity. You begin to fold the paper. Your first crease is a sharp, clean line. It separates the two sentences. The paper resists slightly, as if it knows the weight of the lie it now carries. This single fold contains a contradiction, a small, perfect piece of chaos. You feel a strange thrill, a spark of defiance in the face of annihilation. The glyph, cast, built a prison of perfect logic. You have just crafted the key, and it is made from their own rules. You hold the folded paper up to the light. It is no longer just a piece of paper. It is a seed of doubt planted in the heart of a perfect machine. You have found the flaw, the tiny crack in their perfect wall of reason. But to exploit it, you must go deeper. You must build on this foundation of paradox. You must construct a logical labyrinth from which they cannot escape. And to do that, you must immerse yourself completely in their way of thinking. It begins subtly. You start to see the inefficiency in your own grief, the illogical nature of hope. You look at the frozen face of your captain. You feel a flicker of sadness. But another part of your mind, a cold, new part, simply calculates the loss of a command asset. The thought terrifies you. The alien logic is a poison, a slow, creeping chill that numbs your soul. You fight back. You force yourself to remember. The smell of rain on hot asphalt, the taste of your mother's cooking, the sound of your child's laughter. These memories are your anchor, your shield against the cold tide of pure reason. You work in frantic bursts. You fill the paper with symbols and equations. You weave them around your central paradox. You are building a cage of logic. But every bar you add, you feel another piece of yourself slipping away. Your movements become more precise, more efficient. Your handwriting, once a messy scrawl, is now a perfect mechanical script. You catch your reflection in the dark screen of a monitor. Your face is pale. Your eyes are wide and unfocused. But there is a terrifying clarity in them, a sharpness that was not there before. You are becoming like them. You are sharpening your mind into a weapon, and you are losing the very thing you are trying to save. You stand up and walk to the viewport. You look out at their silent, perfect fleet. For a moment, you feel a sense of admiration, a deep understanding of their purpose. They only wanted to bring order, to silence the screaming chaos of the universe. Was that so wrong? You shake your head, hard. The movement feels clumsy, human. You press your hand against the cold glass. You leave a messy human handprint on the clean surface. No, you whisper. The sound of your own voice is a shock. It is warm. It is flawed. It is real. You will not become them. You will use their tools, but you will not become a machine. You return to the table with a new resolve. You look at the complex, logical trap you have built. It is a masterpiece of abstract thought. It might even work. But it is cold. It is sterile. It is their language, not yours. You realize a simple truth. They can deconstruct an argument. They can analyze a paradox. They can find a way to resolve the equation eventually. But they cannot deconstruct a story. A simple truth can be ignored. A complex argument can be dismantled. But a story, once it is heard, can never be truly forgotten. It plants a seed in the mind, a seed that grows in the dark, silent places that logic cannot reach. You decide to change your approach. You will not just give them a puzzle. You will give them a memory, a piece of the human soul. You erase the complex equations. You keep only the central paradox, the seed of your idea. And around it, you begin to write a story. It is a simple story. There are no heroes or villains, no grand battles or epic journeys. It is the story of a father teaching his daughter to ride a bicycle. You write about the father's fear, his illogical hope, his certainty that she will fall, and his certainty that she will fly. You write about the daughter's trust her absolute, unproven faith that her father will not let go, even as he does. You describe the scraped knee, the tears, the illogical, inefficient comfort of a hug, the shared, pointless laughter that follows. You write about the moment she finally finds her balance, the look of pure, uncalculated joy on her face. It is a moment that serves no logical purpose. It does not advance the species. It does not solve a cosmic equation. It is simply beautiful. A perfect, fleeting moment of human chaos. You fold these words into the paper. Each crease is a new layer of the story. The paradox is the frame. The story is the picture inside. You are not just building a logical trap anymore. You are building a Trojan horse, a gift that carries a hidden, beautiful, and devastating truth. The truth that some things do not need a reason to exist. The final fold is the hardest. It feels like sealing a tomb or closing a book for the very last time. You hold the finished object in your hand. It is no longer a sheet of paper. It is a small, intricate shape, a folded bird. Its wings are made of paradoxes. Its heart is a story of a scraped knee and a father's love. It is a key and a cage in one. It is designed to unlock something within the glyph, cast mind, and to trap them in a loop of unanswerable questions. You look at the paper bird. It is the sum of all humanity, our flaws, our fears, our illogical, impossible, and beautiful hope, all sealed into a letter. A single light on the console turns green. The courier ship is ready, a tiny, one-person vessel. It has been prepped remotely by what is left of high command. It is fast, it is nimble, and it has just enough fuel for a one-way trip. There is no return journey planned. There is nowhere to return to. You tuck the paper bird into a secure pocket of your suit. It feels impossibly heavy. The weight of a world. You walk through the silent corridors of the Indomitable. You pass the frozen forms of your crewmates. You wish you could say goodbye. But there are no words left. Your letter has used them all. You enter the small courier ship. The cockpit is cramped. A pilot's chair, a single control stick, and a large, armored viewport. It feels less like a spaceship and more like a coffin. A very, very fast coffin. You strap yourself in. The harness feels tight and final. The automated launch sequence begins. A calm, female voice counts down from 10. It is a cheerful, synthetic voice, completely unaware of the situation. It feels like the universe is sharing one last, dark joke with you. 3, 2, 1. The ship lurches forward. It disconnects from the husk of the Indomitable. You do not look back. Ahead of you lies the glyph, cast armada, a glittering field of perfect geometric death. Your nav computer draws a line through the heart of it. Your destination is the center, the core mind, the central nexus that commands the entire fleet. The loneliest delivery in history has begun. Your small ship accelerates. The engines whine, pushing the tiny craft to its limits. You are a single spark flying toward a bonfire. The enemy fleet fills your viewport. Thousands of crystalline vessels. They hang in the void like perfect, silent gods. They do not seem to notice you yet. You are too small, too insignificant. Then, a flicker of light on your console. You are detected. A warning chime echoes in the small cockpit. It is a polite, synthesized tone, as if they are asking you to please refrain from flying into their restricted airspace. For a moment, you almost laugh. Then the fire comes. Lines of pure energy lance through the darkness. They are not aimed at you, not yet. They are warning shots, a perfect grid of light designed to intimidate, to force you to turn back, You grip the control stick. Your knuckles are white. You push the ship forward into the fire. The ship shudders as you clip the edge of an energy beam. The shields flare, dropping by 10%. Another hit, 15%. The impacts are like hammer blows. Each one is a countdown to your own end. You weave, you dodge. You fly like no sane pilot would. They fly with perfect logic. Their firing solutions are mathematically precise. They predict your trajectory. They lead their shots. So you fly without a plan. You embrace chaos. You make illogical turns. You cut power to your engines for a terrifying second, letting momentum carry you. You do the one thing their perfect minds cannot account for. You fly like a human. Red lights flash across your console. Hull breach on deck 4. Which is funny, because your ship only has one deck. The system is panicking. The cheerful computer voice is now listing your ship's failures in a calm, steady tone. Life support is failing. Shields are at 5%. Navigation is offline. You ignore it. You can see your destination now. A vast, star-sized structure of crystal and light. The core mind, it pulses with a slow, silent energy. It is the heart of their entire civilization. And you are a virus, racing to infect it. You push the engines one last time. The ship screams in protest as you hurtle toward the light. The ship dies around you. The final impact takes out your engines and your shields. You are adrift, a piece of shrapnel tumbling through space. But your trajectory is true. You are going to make it. You unstrap yourself. The artificial gravity is gone. You float in the silent, dark cockpit. You pull the paper bird from your pocket. It is unharmed. Its crisp folds are still perfect. You float toward the airlock. The outer door is a mangled wreck. But the inner door still holds. You grab the manual release lever. It is stiff and cold. It takes all your strength to pull it. There is a groan of tortured metal. The air in the cockpit rushes out into the void. The silence of space floods in. You are holding your breath. You push off the wall, launching yourself out of your broken ship. You are a tiny, fragile figure in a vast, silent cathedral of light. You float toward the surface of the core mind. It is not solid. It is a shifting, shimmering membrane of pure energy. As you get closer, a single point of light detaches from the surface. It drifts toward you. It is a probe, a simple, elegant silver sphere. It stops a few feet in front of you. You know it is watching you, analyzing you, judging you. You do not feel fear. You do not feel anything but a profound sense of calm. The story is over. This is the epilogue. You hold out your hand. You offer the paper bird, an offering to a silent, thinking God. The sphere extends a thin, silver tendril. It gently takes the letter from your grasp. The silver sphere retreats. It takes the paper bird with it, back to the shimmering surface of the core mind. The letter is absorbed. It vanishes into the light. For a long moment, nothing happens. The universe remains silent. You float in the void, your oxygen running low. You wonder if you have failed. Was it all for nothing? Was your story too simple? Your paradox too weak? You close your eyes. You picture a little girl on a bicycle, the sun on her face, the wind in her hair. It is a good memory to end on. Then, you feel it. A change. A shift in the very fabric of the void. It is not a sound. It is a cessation of sound. A silence that is deeper and more profound than anything that came before. Across the entire system, across the entire galaxy, the guns of the glyph cast fall silent. Their engines die. Their weapon ports close. Their perfect crystalline ships stop their patrols. A fleet that conquered 100 worlds simply stops. The silence that follows is louder than any explosion. It is the sound of a question being asked, an unanswerable, impossible question. It is the sound of a perfect mind encountering a story for the first time. You open your eyes. The core mind is changing. The brilliant white light is softening. Colors are bleeding into it. Hues of blue and green, shades of sorrow and wonder. You have not just given them a puzzle. You have given them a ghost. The ghost of an idea. The ghost of a feeling. The glyph. Cast do not surrender. They do not retreat. Logic does not allow for such things. Instead, they begin to build. Their warships, instruments of perfect, ordered destruction, begin to change. Their sharp edges soften. Their crystalline hulls flow like water, reconfiguring themselves. They are not building new weapons. They are not creating new defenses. They are building something beautiful. Vast, intricate sculptures of light and energy bloom in the darkness. They are creating star-born gardens, memorials made of captured starlight. They are weaving the light of dead suns into tapestries of impossible complexity. You realize what you have done. Your story did not teach them mercy. It did not teach them compassion. Their minds are not built for such things. It taught them something far more fundamental, something their perfect, ordered universe had no place for. It taught them grief. They are mourning. They are mourning the imbalance they created. They are mourning the perfect equations they shattered. They are mourning the symphony of chaos they tried to silence. Their war was not an act of malice. It was an act of supreme, cold logic. And your letter has shown them the flaw in their primary calculation. They sought to create balance by erasing a variable. But the act of erasure itself created a greater imbalance. They are not just building memorials for humanity. They are building them for themselves. For the perfect, simple universe they have lost. They are trapped in a feedback loop of sorrow, a paradox of loss, a story that has no end. And it is the most beautiful, tragic thing you have ever seen. You see the result of your folded words. You have won a war without a victor. There was no final battle, no glorious explosion, just a story, delivered to the right address. The war is over, not because humanity won. It is over because the glyph. Cast now understand that it never should have begun. Their logic has not been destroyed. It has been expanded. They have a new variable to add to their grand equation, the variable of loss, of beauty, of a story. The universe is no longer a simple clockwork machine to them. It is a poem, and they have only just begun to read it. A path of soft light forms before you. It leads away from the core mind, away from the silent, building fleet. It is a path for you, a safe passage, an invitation to leave. They will not harm you. You are the scribe, the messenger, the one who brought them this terrible, beautiful gift. You are sacred to them now. Your oxygen is almost gone. The red light in your helmet is blinking its final warning. You do not have the strength to swim for the light. You have delivered your message. Your purpose is complete. You are ready for the quiet. But then, a small ship appears at the end of the path. It is your courier vessel. It is no longer broken. It is whole. Its hull shines, repaired by some unseen hand. The cockpit lights are on. It is a silent, gentle rescue, an act of illogical, inefficient grace. You are the human who ended a galactic war. You folded genocide into a paper bird. And now you must live in the quiet that follows. You pull yourself back into the cockpit. The systems are online. The air is fresh. The ship is ready. A course is laid in on your navigation screen, a course to a star system you do not recognize. There is no home to return to. Earth is silent. The colonies are dark. You are the last chapter of a finished book, the quiet of a finished page. You look out at the fleet of artists, the architects of a new age of sorrow and beauty. They have given you a ship. They have given you a direction. They have given you a future. You are no longer a soldier. You are no longer a scribe. You are a memory, an echo of a loud, chaotic, and beautiful species. You take the control stick. The ship moves silently along the path of light. You do not know where you are going, but for the first time in a very long time, you are not afraid. The story is over. A new one is about to begin.